her yesterday actually before the game, and just to see the smile on her face and just kind of going into the game with having goals of her own and just being able to watch that as her teammate is it's so encouraging and it's exciting for her. And as much as like she's doing great over there, just excited to have her back soon and celebrate with her for sure.
And then lastly, how would you describe Tema as a player and as a teammate?
Tema's just funny. Like, she's goofy. She's very soft-spoken, but she's always joking around and just like keeping things fun and light.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you, everyone. We will be
Yep.
back with Coach shortly.
Everybody gets paid to
All
play
right,
or
we
coach.
are back with head coach Chris Armas. Same thing as before. For those on Zoom, please use the raise your hand feature and we will call on you, or you can type your questions into the chat. And Thad, we will start with you again.
Well, obviously the next match, Gotham, should be a tough competition. Can you talk about what they bring and what will make them a difficult opponent?
Well, we are excited for the game, and because we're looking for points. We want to move up in the standings, and every time there's a game, we have an opportunity. And then, at the same breath, you know, when you play against top of the table at the moment, let's say Gotham, and a team that we know each other very well, a rich history of big games, competitions, and we know they're one of the top teams, so you get to test yourself on the road against a really good team, a rival. So all the things that we value will be put to the test, and we know that they have, again, talent around the field, they have experience around the field, they have players that have been around and know the league really well. So yeah, we're looking at it as a big opportunity and a test for ourselves.
You mentioned a rival. That was leading into my next question is, do you guys consider them a rivalry now with, you know, have some big games that went back and forth and close games and even regular season play?
Yeah, they are. You know, it's when you find yourself meeting in playoffs and now finals, like, you know, Challenge Cup and different things. That's how rivalries are formed. Sometimes it's proximity from where you are, derby matches, and sometimes it's just the top teams, which we've both been that. So that means it's definitely a rivalry. So again, we know it's going to be a lot of respect each way, and we're looking forward to it.
And the Current have over the season have struggled a little bit on the road, but it seems like each game has been closer and better performance and just little things maybe that led to not getting the goals. Just how do you see the team progressing playing on the road?
Yeah, listen, the results haven't always been there, but I think the mentality, the performances have been solid, and we have to accept that you have to play 100 minutes, and sometimes almost feels like mistake-free. We get punished in little ways, but even this last one. So when we analyze our road performance, we say, all right, how did we show up? How did we play? Were we creating chances? How much did we give up? And when you look at the Houston game and you say, we're 10 minutes away from all 3 points. And then goals change games. For us, it was a really difficult decision, that penalty awarded, which I think most would say and admit that was a clear error. That's just for people to debate. But yeah, so we say the performance was largely pretty good on the road. So we just have to, what we have to do is all these little things that fall into a bucket of controllables, just find ways to sway the margins, step on the pitch with the right mentality, and get the job done. And we're close to doing that. So another opportunity.
But I know last week Michelle was back in training some. How's she doing? Will she be available? We're going to get through today, and she's likely available, which is great. So hopefully she's coming with us on the trip here and be ready. I know Izzy Rodriguez left the game because she had an ankle injury the day before, I think. Just how's she doing? Izzy's come. She's ankles feels good. Should be good to go. Again, each day she's feeling a little better and better, but yeah, we had to modify her the other day a bit, but she's good.
Cool. We will turn it over to Zoom next. Melanie, if you would like to go ahead and unmute your mic and ask your questions.
Hi, Coach. Thanks for taking the time. I wanted to ask you about Tema. I know she won't be there this weekend, but she has a pretty big game today. She's had a historic run in WAFCON with Malawi. I'm just curious, what it's been like watching her, and also what you can say about her as a player and kind of what she brings to the NWSL, but also what she kind of brings to global women's football overall.
Well, we're on the ride and the journey with her, and watching what she's doing over there is incredible. Inspiring a nation, making a historic little run here that gets Malawi and helps get Malawi into the World Cup. So then on the global stage, not only her, but her teammates and the whole country can get recognized for being an amazing team, and she's a big part of that. So we're really proud to be on the journey with her. Tema, when you talk about what she means to Malawi, what she means to our team, our city, what she means to the NWSL, I think it's priceless. It's not always so common that you come across people like her and players like her. She's one of the best players in the world, so impactful, a player that our sport should celebrate. Women's football should celebrate, our league should celebrate. We celebrate here in Kansas City. An attacker that scores goals, that I think most people would not mind paying to go see her play. So, but again, I think the most noteworthy thing is the human being that she is, how humble, how team first oriented she is. Everyone's always rooting for her. Her spirit is so kind, and again, she's such a positive person, and so there's just a long list of things that make her very special. But for me, it's what she's made of, and you can credit her and her family to that, because this is what makes her very, very special to me. So yeah, we're fortunate to be working with Tema all the time, and we get to see it up close on an everyday basis, all that goes into how she carries herself on and off the pitch. So it's again something to be celebrated and to be really grateful to someone like Tema.
Thank you.
Melanie, did you have any follow-ups to that?
Nope, that's all good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Tom, we will turn it over to you next.
Coach, good morning. It's a very high-profile match. This match is on Prime, playing the top team in the table. Obviously, you stated that you're excited, and the team is about this match. How do you keep that same intensity while riding the line of making sure that the team is even keel and the preparation stays the same as the rest of your match?
Yeah, listen, it's in the very big games, and they all feel big. They all feel big lately, you know. But in the biggest games against the tough opponents, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot to get the team ramped up and motivated. You know, it's almost more important in my position to just help with the clarity. Have a clear game plan that's simple enough that they can execute, complex enough that it works, but just our process stays steady, and that's what we've done. So the way we do that is just by doing that. We're never really too high or low around here, but we do have a process that we stick to, and in this case, it's no different. Just understanding what makes Gotham good, thinking about how we can challenge them, and then most of all that we're physically and mentally very fresh and clear going into the game and confident that we can beat them, and we feel that way. So that's it. I mean, that's our process, and again, the players are really excited for this one. Again, there's a history there, but we're in good shape, and listen, I've said it before, even when you miss certain players, the Temois, the Coopers, other players have had opportunity, and they're also excited. So we also, big part of it's keeping them in a good mental space where they're just confident going in and not overwhelming them with all the details to think it's a tactical battle, and then you forget about the essence of just competing and just showing up.
And then Daniel Sperry sent in two, which will be our final two. Any health update on Lainey Rouse?
Lainey's feeling good. I checked in with her this morning, and her knee's doing okay. I think she's a few weeks away at least, but at least she's in a place where she's might start to progress some running and get back out there a bit. So relatively short term, but not as short as we'd like. But yeah, we gotta bring her around the right way, and she's getting better each day, but probably a few weeks at least.
And then last one, also from Daniel, how has Katie Scott stepped up in Lainey's absence the past few games?
Yeah, and I've said it before, you know, we believe in the young players around here. We play the young players. She's someone that is early in the season got to play in some she's got to play and show her stuff early in the season as a 6, and now as a fullback, which is her natural position. She's gotten some starts, and I think that there's no better thing for Katie than just to get to real reps in the NWSL against the NWSL talent and wingers and the speed of play. And I think she's had so many good moments, and then you can see that she's getting stretched too. And it's good that she has those learning moments too for young players that, again, in training can only show so much, but I think she's been put to the test, and she's passed, and she's gotten good grades. So it's good to see her in her element, and I think the best part about Katie Scott's game for me is how competitive she is, how feisty she is, how much she enjoys the duels and competition, and I think that shows in these last games.
Tom, did you have one more quick one?
Coach, you were talking about Katie. I know that she has captained the U20 team in the past. What's that like to support a player who is youth international and potentially going to a very big tournament in Poland.
Yes, listen, we see the role she plays over there with the U20s. It's a big role. It's an important role. They rely on her in all ways, and if they're tapping into her leadership ability, that's a great thing for her and ultimately us. So, yeah, listen, we as a club, philosophically, and even as a coach, we always support our young youth internationals to go and get those experiences, because those are invaluable. Players come back better, they come back with more confidence, and they grow with those experiences. So there's different clubs see that differently. Some don't release players for certain things. We do, and we think this is, for us, just so important that our players get those experiences. So we're completely supportive, and again, for the good of the game, honestly, for the good of the player, and in the long run, for the good of us too. So in all ways, we see it's a big positive. We're completely behind Katie and supporting her.
And we will end with that. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.